Hey, what's up, y'all? It looks like Mecha Break has released its season 1, and this game did not survive its initial launch very well. The player base has dropped massively. It's now constantly below 10,000 players. Usually it's around 2,000 players on at any given time, and you can definitely tell based on the time it takes to find matches sometimes. Like, it takes a very long time at certain points in the day. If you don't play at specific times, usually in the US it'd be in the evenings when people are like off school, off work. That's the time to try and play. But if you try and play any other time, you're gonna be waiting in queue for 10, 50 minutes looking for a match. Like, it is not good. I guess time will tell if the game will actually survive, because it's just constantly losing players back and right. I'm not sure what it is. Is it the toxicity in the community? Because the community is very toxic. The community is very toxic, especially in the PvP, where they just constantly blame each other left and right about when the team is losing. And it got to a point where I basically just had to mute all interaction, all chats inside of any type of PvP inside the game. People are constantly just raging at each other, but this is pretty common in competitive games, I guess. So I'm not sure if that's the reason. It might be a few other reasons. Like, there's more interesting games out there. Not everyone is interested in mech games. Because really, this is one of the best mech games that has released recently, other than like Armored Core 6. So it is a very small niche audience, and I just can't put my finger on what would actually drop the player base by this so much. Maybe it was the grind, maybe it's the monetization of the game, the community. But with the constant loss of players in the player base, I am not sure if this game is going to survive too many years, unless a resurgence happens, which there's constantly new games being released here and there. There's other games that people play. There are other games that people have put way more time into that they enjoy a lot more. It's unlikely that a game like this is actually going to get a comeback, but I personally thought the game was pretty fun. It's just something about the community didn't sit right with me. So the good memories of the community, the actual nice ones, the chill ones, the welcoming ones, they're all drowned out by the negative toxic ones inside of the PvP. Because if you play casual modes, like, it's pretty common that if you play this game, like, casual mode is just filled with bots. You might have like a random person queuing up and they'll just be on your team, but most of the time, if you see a character that's using a basic skin that acts strangely, it's probably going to be a bot, because this game does use bots to fill some of its lobbies. Otherwise, queue times would be absolutely horrendous. I mean, in ranked mode, it is already horrendous in ranked mode, unless you play at those specific times in the evenings in the US. And that's just the US. That's not considering, like, there's different servers. And that's just the US. That's not considering all the different servers. There's the US, there's the EU, there's the China Sea servers. All of them have a different number of players and different queue times. I have no idea what the Chinese are using, but we don't really interact with the Chinese servers. We don't interact with the EU servers, and people are saying that the EU servers are even more than the US servers. So it's not looking too good for the life cycle of this game. I thought the game was pretty cool, pretty fun while it lasted, but there aren't too many games that have like an infinite life cycle to them, like something like Path of Exile. The original Path of Exile is like 14 years old. But again, it's like, why would someone play this when they've already invested like 1,000 hours or something into like Warframe or maybe like Marvel Rivals? What, Overwatch? Overwatch is still going. Like, it's still. Oh, I'm surprised something like Overwatch is still going. It's making new characters. They're having like battle passes. I don't participate in that, but because I don't enjoy the game anymore. But it's cool that it's lasted like 15 years. A lot of people still don't like what Blizzard and Overwatch did by removing a lot of the progression skins that they already had in Overwatch 1. And then when they introduced Overwatch 2, they just ended the servers for Overwatch. I'm not sure how much longer something like Mecha Break is going to last, so for those players that do play it, enjoy it while you can, because with the queue times being the way they are, you can tell the player base the player base is very, very small. Just by like trying to queue up for a game and it taking forever to actually find a match. So for those that still do enjoy Mecha Break, enjoy it while you can, because I don't think this is going to be a game that's going to last 10 plus years. It was fun while it lasted, and I still occasionally have fun with it, but combined with the queue times, trying to find a match with players, and even if you get a match, you're probably queued with toxic players. It's very rare that you're going to have like a chill conversation with players, even like in the Mashmack competitive mode. Because I just had a match. I just had a match in the PvE mode. The PvE mode, by the way. It was like I knew what I was doing, but the other two. So one guy that didn't know what they're doing was blaming the other guy for being slow and not being with the team, and not picking a mech that was actually beneficial to that mode, and the guy just rage quit, and I'm just like, like this was just one instance. Like that was my first game, and I just logged in and I experienced this. How toxic, because you have the players that just don't care. They're just logging in for, because maybe they have a job, maybe they have two jobs. They just log in for like a few hours just to play around. And then you have this other guy that's also bad, but they're blaming this guy for being bad and not paying attention to stuff and not picking a good mech. And I'm just like, sometimes people just need to chill. Grant, now this was the PvE mode. There was no PvP involved. One guy was probably just like really tired. Just got off work or just woke up, had his first game of the day. Didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Maybe he was just a newbie. Maybe he just started the game like a week ago. And then this other guy that was also bad that like died. Other guy that was also bad, picking the new Alfred mech. He died, and he was just typing in all caps, getting really angry at this guy for taking so long to revive him, and just getting on his case constantly because he didn't know what he was doing. And I'm just like, what the fuck? This was my first experience of this day, and I see this toxicity all the time, especially in the PvP modes, and it's crazy. I'd prefer the bots at that point. I prefer playing with bots at that point, but the bots do get boring occasionally, but the level of toxicity in this game is fucking crazy. Mecha Break Season 1, it's not looking good for the game. Again, I like the game. The game was pretty good. It's played pretty good. It had its lifespan with me. I had some fun with it, but I just can't deal with the queue times in this game that has a dwindling community and the overly toxic PvP inside of the game, and even the fucking even the toxicity in like the co-op and the mashmack and the PvE section of the game is just crazy. It's fucking wild, dude. But yeah, I think I've had my fill of this game. Hopefully it gets better. Hopefully the people that do enjoy the game enjoy it even more. But I think I've had my fill of this game. Anyway, I'm done ranting. Anyway, have a nice day. I'm going to go play something I enjoy. Probably go to work. See ya.